Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's start with question number 31. So yesterday we have discussed till question number 30 to question number 31. So why I'm discussing these questions in detail, because I just wanted to know that how the UPSC frames the questions and how UPSC, what UPSC is looking in you. So this discussion will help you a lot while revising for 2021 exam, that what you should revise and how you should solve the questions in 2021 exam, right? So I'm giving you the context, and I'm also giving you that how the questions have been repeated from 2019 exam. So you can see each and every question which have been asked in 2020. It is what you can say on the same line and on the same frame which was there in 2019. Questions are different, but the areas the UPSC is asking the question on the same area with a different way. Now going to the polity, question number 30, we have already discussed it, right? Question number 31. Can you all see question number 31? Is it visible to all of you? Hello? Am I audible? Yeah. So last year also we have seen there was a questions related to the Aadhaar, like whether Aadhaar can be, what you can say, the data can be used or not, whether the Aadhaar data can be shared with other companies or not. Such type of questions have been already asked in the last year also. Like I don't know how many of you were there in my 2019 question paper analysis. We have seen that there was a question related to this. Can you all please mute yourself? Please have a habit of muting yourself when you join the class, because the background noise creates lots of disturbances. Okay. So last year also there was a question related to the Aadhaar, the basics of the Aadhaar. Like last year there was a statement that Aadhaar can be used as a proof for citizenship and what you can say the resident proof, and Aadhaar data cannot be what you can say um, changed, or the data cannot be what you can say. Such type of statements have been given. So this year also the questions have been asked. अगर पिछले साल अगर आपने क्वेश्चन पेपर देखा होता, अगर आपने आधार से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन देखे होते, तो इस साल भी अगर आप आधार से रिलेटेड जो डिटेल में इंफॉर्मेशन अगर आप पढ़े होते, तो दिस क्वेश्चन वुड हैव बीन वेरी इजी टू ऑल ऑफ यू, राइट? So first statement is that Aadhaar metadata cannot be stored for more than 3 months. Now here you need to know what is the meaning of metadata. So it was there in the news in Indian Express. There were many articles what you can say written into the Indian Express related to the metadata. So Aadhaar metadata cannot be stored for more than 3 months. That you need to know. अभी किसी को नहीं पता है, it's fine. We'll go to the next statement. State cannot enter into any contract with private corporation for sharing of Aadhaar data. So how many of you think the statement, second statement, is correct or wrong? Can state come in contract with any private operations for sharing the Aadhaar data or not? Can they share it with the private company or not?
Yes, it can be shared, sir.
Can be, sir. अगर किसी को पता है 100% sure, then you should mark it as a correct. अगर नहीं पता है, then you should go to the next statement. See, 4 स्टेटमेंट अगर दिया हुआ है ना, तो उसमें से एक चीज आपको ध्यान में रखना एग्जाम में, कि चारों स्टेटमेंट्स में से कोई भी एक स्टेटमेंट के बारे में अगर आप यू आर वेरी श्योर कि दैट स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट, और वेदर यू आर वेरी श्योर दैट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग, चारों स्टेटमेंट पढ़ने के बाद एक स्टेटमेंट ऐसा होगा कि जिसके बारे में यू कैन बी वेरी श्योर वेदर द स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट और वेदर द स्टेटमेंट इज 100% रॉन्ग. दैट्स व्हाट यू आर सपोज्ड टू नो. एग्जाम में हो सकता है, इट माइट बी क्वाइट पॉसिबिलिटी इन एग्जाम that what you can say, if you read one statement, second statement, third statement, fourth statement, उसमें से हो सकता है एक हाथ स्टेटमेंट के बारे में you are not very sure, but you should not lose the hope. You should go to the next statement now. Third statement is that Aadhaar is mandatory for obtaining insurance products. So are you sure about it? आप किसी ने आपने देखा होगा कि आधार मैंडेटरी है या नहीं है for getting insurance product? Anyone is very sure about it, or you are not sure about it? Because see, if you are a normal graduate, if you are an aware graduate, तो ये चारों में से एक स्टेटमेंट के बारे में तो आपको 100% श्योर पता होना चाहिए कि whether that is correct or wrong. That is what is expected in this type of questions. So can anybody tell me Aadhaar is mandatory for obtaining insurance products or not?
Yes, sir. It is mandatory.
Okay, अगर ये mandatory है, then you should try to find out the answer of this question if you are very sure. Third statement is very sure. Then you can eliminate A, you can eliminate 2, you can eliminate, now option left are 3 only, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. So it means what? That fourth statement is 100% wrong. Am I right? Like I have not read the statement, fourth statement, what it is exactly. But again, we will read the statement. Aadhaar is mandatory for getting benefits funded out of Consolidated Fund of India. Oh, now this statement I should think about it, because आधार कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया से जो भी बेनिफिट दिए जाते हैं उसके लिए आधार मैंडेटरी है. यस, आई थिंक दिस स्टेटमेंट शुड बी करेक्ट बिकॉज recently government has said that obtaining Aadhaar is not mandatory, but if any person wants to get the benefit of the government scheme, then Aadhaar is mandatory. That's what government has said. So obviously the money which is what you can say given out of consolidated fund of India, you should get what you can say the Aadhaar for that. So I think fourth statement is correct. तो अब अगर ये fourth statement सही है तो आप 1 and 4 and 2 and 4 should be the answer. So find out the answer. I want you to find out the answer. What should be the answer of this question then?
Sir, I think I don't know anything about the statements, about the Aadhaar statements, any of these statements. But from common sense, it looks like 2 and 4 should be the correct answer.
Why? Like common sense must be having some reason that you cannot have a common sense. Why you think that 2 and 4 is correct?
Because I mean, logically speaking, statement number 2 says that state cannot enter into any contract with private corporations for sharing of Aadhaar data. I mean, normally state should not be entering into any kind of contract when they are sharing this private data of the citizens.
Okay.
So, so which is the
second statement should be correct. Okay.
Second statement should be correct.
Okay.
And fourth statement, as you had said, for getting the benefit of any government scheme, I mean, Aadhaar has become kind of mandatory.
So
at least that is
100%
what.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. So fourth statement is 100% sure. So on that basis, we can conclude that statement 1 is that A statement like of either option A should be correct or B should be correct, right? A should be correct or B should be correct. Now we have to make a conclusion whether the first statement is correct or second statement is correct. Now I have given you one rule of thumb before the exam. On that basis, can you eliminate whether the statement 2 is 1 is correct or 2 is correct on the basis of rule of thumb which I have told you before the exam. Try to find out the likely mistakes in the statement. Aadhaar metadata cannot be stored for more than 3 months. So what could be the likely mistake in this statement? Yes, Sonali?
3 months, the 3 months thing, sir.
Yes. So do you remember that I told you that when most of the time whenever the statement is given, if there is any number or if there is any what you can say, most of the time the statement is correct. So you can conclude that statement 2 and statement 4 are what you can say correct. So answer should be 2 and 4 only. So you understood how I deduced the answer. See, in UPSC exam, you need to what you can say deduce the answer in a quick manner. That's what you are supposed to do. Fine. Is it clear? Any doubts about this question?
No, sir.
Check.
Sir, I have a question related to this question, sir. Sir, you are not audible, sir.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So anyone was asking something? Any doubts?
Yes, sir. I have a question related to statement 3.
Aadhaar is mandatory for obtaining insurance products.
Yes, sir. Sir, but as far as I know, sir, government is claiming know your customer KYC norms, in which sir, Aadhaar card is mandatory.
Aadhaar card. See, in KYC, KYC means know your customer. So in knowing your customer, you need to have identity of the what you can say the person who is taking the insurance. So it is not compulsory. I think I'm not sure because जैसे ये मैं ये देख रहा हूँ because I'm very sure कि fourth statement is correct. अगर fourth statement अगर सही है या तो answer 1 and 4 only होना चाहिए या तो 2 and 4 only होना चाहिए. So that is why I'm concluding that the third statement में कुछ problem होना चाहिए. So I think when Aadhaar is mandatory for obtaining the insurance product ऐसे जब लिखा गया है and as now you are saying that KYC is mandatory. But in KYC it is not mandatory कि आपको आधार ही as identity proof आप दे सकते हो. You can give anything else as identity proof. If you do not have Aadhaar, then also you can open your what I can say, you can go for insurance by giving any other identity proof like driving license or PAN card or maybe any like identity proof, voter ID. You can give in KYC document. So it's not compulsory that in KYC document you need to give Aadhaar. But for obtaining the government schemes, the benefits of the government scheme, Aadhaar is mandatory, and that is why Consolidated Fund of India का ये जो statement दिया हुआ है, that statement is correct. So that is what I am saying कि अगर suppose option ऐसे होता 1, 3 and 4 होता तो आप क्या करते? You would have marked 1, 3 and 4, and that is the reason why UPSC has not given 1, 3 and 4 option here, because UPSC wants you to what you can say focus more on this particular statement, that is fourth statement, that the fourth statement is correct. अगर फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है और मैंने रूल आपको बताया था कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम क्या होता है, ये जो पहले वाला स्टेटमेंट इसलिए रॉन्ग है बिकॉज यहाँ पर 3 मंथ्स दिया हुआ है. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Check. Going to question number 32. Rajya Sabha has equal powers with Lok Sabha in. This is a very easy question. It was a very easy question. As I told you last time, like when I was taking the polity revision class and revision topics, when I was telling to you, I told you that you should go and check it out, the law making process in Parliament. So Rajya Sabha has equal powers with Lok Sabha in. So the matters in creating a new All India service. No, it is not equal power. Actually, Rajya Sabha has more power than Rajya Sabha in creating the new All India service. Like new All India service can be created only with the resolution passed in Rajya Sabha, not in Lok Sabha. So here it has more power. Amending the constitution, yes, it has equal power. So in amendment of the constitution, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha should pass such resolution by 2/3 majority in separate session. Removal of the government, yes, the Rajya Sabha do not have any power to remove the government. The removal of government power is there to the Lok Sabha. So the C is wrong. Making cut motion, no. Cut motion is also, making cut motion is also a power of Lok Sabha. Anyone knows what is cut motion? Cut motion मतलब क्या होता है? Anyone knows what is the meaning of cut motion?
Yes, sir. Token
budget.
What is cut motion?
Sir, which deducts the amount when the amount allocated in the budget is more than what they estimate.
No, it's not like that. Cut motion means what? Whenever the government gives any estimation that we should spend this much amount on this particular scheme, so the Lok Sabha can pass a cut motion for reduce it. लोकसभा स्पीच में कहा गया है कि मनरेगा पे 10,000 करोड़ रुपए खर्चा किया जाएगा, लेकिन अगर लोकसभा को लगता है कि 10,000 के बजाय उस पे 8,000 खर्चा करो तो उसको कट मोशन कहा जाता है. If such type of resolutions are passed into the Lok Sabha, that is what is called as cut motion. And cut motion पास करने का पावर सिर्फ लोकसभा को है, वो राज्यसभा को नहीं है. राज्यसभा has no any power to what you can say reduce the, like you know, मुझे लगता है शायद 2017 में या 2018 में स्टेटमेंट दिया गया था that the Rajya Sabha have no power to what you can say reduce the budgetary allocation. ऐसा एक स्टेटमेंट दिया गया था, which statement is correct. Am I right? So cut motion means what? कि cutting the estimate, like गवर्नमेंट ने जो डिसाइड किया है कि इतना खर्च हम करेंगे इस पर्टिकुलर एक्टिविटी पे, तो अगर लोकसभा उसको कट मोशन इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकता है, राज्यसभा नहीं कर सकता है. राज्यसभा कैन ओनली गिव सजेशन बट इट कैनॉट वोट on the government budget or the budgetary provisions. Is it clear?
Yes,
So D is also wrong, C is also wrong. So Rajya Sabha has equal powers with Lok Sabha in amending the Constitution of India. This is correct. This was very easy question. Any doubts about question number 32?
No, sir.
Check it. Going to question number 33, MP LAT. This was also very easy question. It was quite tricky, but it was very easy. With reference to the funds under the member of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, which of the following statement is or are correct? पहला है MP LADS funds must be used to create durable assets like physical infrastructure for health, education, etc. Yes. A specified portion of the each MP's fund must be benefit to SC and ST population. Yes, this is also correct. MP LADS funds are sanctioned on yearly basis and unused funds cannot be carried forward to the next year. Okay. Third, last statement: the district authority must inspect at least 10% of all work under the implementation every year. अब इस चारों स्टेटमेंट में अगर आप ऑप्शन देखोगे तो कोई तो एक स्टेटमेंट शायद गलत होना चाहिए, बिकॉज देयर इज नो एनी ऑप्शन कॉल्ड 1 2 3 4. So what are the likely chances which statement must be wrong as per the rule of thumb which I have given to you? Chances मतलब कौन सा स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग होने के चांसेस ज्यादा हैं?
Fourth statement.
Fourth statement. Like wrong है. Why it is wrong? Did you check it out? Is it really wrong or not?
Sir, I think this power, inspection power is in the hands of Gram Sabha.
ग्राम सभा एमपी का ग्राम सभा के लिए नहीं होता, इट इज नॉट फॉर
जो लोकल एरिया का होता है सर.
ग्राम सभा का जो होता है वो जो लोकल गवर्नमेंट का जो एक्सपेंडिचर होता है दैट इज इंस्पेक्टेड बाय ग्राम सभा, बट आई डोंट थिंक कि जो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट का जो फंड होता है दैट इज इंस्पेक्टेड बाय ग्राम सभा. बट आई थिंक द प्रॉब्लम इज विद दिस 10% एंड अगेन एवरी ईयर. ये दो जो चीजें हैं यहाँ पे जो अंडरलाइन किया है. So yes, Sonali, did you check it out whether it is 10% and whether is it really every? Because see, अगर मैं एग्जाम में होता, मैंने आपको रूल ऑफ थंब बताया है कि ये इस तरीके के जो टर्म्स होते हैं वो रॉन्ग होते हैं, तो आई विल मार्क इट because most of the times I have seen like in last 2-3 years most of the time whenever such type of statements are given they are wrong. अब वो कितना है ये मुझे पता नहीं है, बट आई नो द ट्रेंड कि इस तरीके के जो स्टेटमेंट है जहां पर इस तरीके के नंबर्स दिए होते हैं वो रॉन्ग होते हैं, तो उसके बेसिस पे आई कैन फाइंड आउट द आंसर. सो आंसर शुड बी ईदर A only or 1 2 3. अब ऑब्वियसली ये थर्ड स्टेटमेंट जो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए कैन यू बी कैरी फॉरवर्ड टू द नेक्स्ट ईयर और नॉट. तो ये अगर आपको 100% पता है यू कैन मार्क 1 2 and 3. Anyways, yes, Sonali, did you check it out whether the fourth statement is sure or wrong or correct?
No, sir.
You didn't check. Check it. So let's confirm it about the MP LADS scheme. Can you all see the screen? Is it visible to all of you? You are seeing question paper or you can see
Question paper.
question paper only. Okay. Let me. Okay. Can you all see MP LADS scheme? Is it visible now? I'm going to the official website. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello. Am I audible to all of you? Okay, let's see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so member of parliament local area development is entrusted with responsibility of implementation of member of parliament local area development schemes. So 5 crores are given. Rajya Sabha members, ठीक है. Okay. Expenditure report. So how the expenditure report is taken here? The members of the Lok Sabha MP are entrusted with responsibility of implementation. Same thing is given here. I think that 10% जो option है वो गलत होना चाहिए. Inspection.
Sir, just checking facts. Maybe facts. FAQ.
FAQs. Okay, good. FAQ on guideline. Okay, in case there is, yeah, it is mentioned that it should be given for the SC/ST. In case there is no SC/ST area in some consultation, how to recommend? It should be done. So SC/ST वाला statement सही है. Okay. Can district authority sanction the works more than MP's entitlement? That is what is explained here. So no, the district authority cannot sanction works more than the entitlement of the MP. That is explained here. So 45 days for communication. Okay.
Sir, there was a statement, can unspent amount.
Yeah. Where is that statement?
Sir, I think you must go. It's 30 serial, sir. Sir, above, please scroll up, sir.
I think it may be down. Just wait, I'll just check it out. What happens to the unreleased or unutilized funds under the MPLAD? The funds under the MPLADs are non-lapsable, both at end of the union government and at end of district authority. The unspent balances of the particular year utilized in the subsequent year. So it can go. The unreleased funds, if any, pending with Government of India, are first released for completion of the valid recommendation of eligible works of the former MP, and thereafter released to the account of successor MP. So the unspent balance after implementing all valid recommendation of eligible works of MP is transferred to the MPLAD's amount to successor sitting MP. So it can be transferred to the next MP. So that is true now. And how can general public know about the works recommendation sanctioned by the district authority? So that is also explained here. Then next, okay. So that statement is true. So let's go to the question paper again. So what is mentioned that MP funds are sanctioned on yearly basis and the unused funds cannot be transferred forward to the next level. So the third statement is wrong. If the third statement is wrong, then 3 and 4 only, 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 2. So answer should be 1 and 2 only. Am I right?
Yes, sir. 1 and 2 only.
Yeah, 1 and 2 only, because it is here. 3 option is here, 3 option is here, and 1, 2 and 4 can be a possibility. But I think this 10% wala jo hai, ye wrong hona chahiye. So 1 and 2, or it should be 1, 2 and 4. So we will confirm it whether this 10% wala jo hai ye sahi hai. But as per rule of thumb, I think that 1 and 2 only should be the answer of this question. Fine. Check. Going to the next question. Question number 34. Which of the following categories of fundamental rights incorporates protection?
Sir, we cannot see the question paper.
Oh, sorry. Okay, is it visible now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so answer for this. So this question, that is question number 33. The answer should be 1 and 2 only. Fine. Okay, because the third statement is wrong, and since third statement is wrong, B can be a wrong answer, and even C can also be a wrong answer. And 4, I am considering it wrong because 10% and every year, most of the time, is a statement wrong. Then going to question number 34. Which one of the following categories of fundamental rights incorporates protection against untouchability as a form of discrimination? Can anybody recall, is there any similar such type of questions has been asked in previous year, 2019? Sonali, can you recall, is there any such type of questions have been asked in 2019 question paper?
So, आर्टिकल 21 के बारे में राइट टू इक्वालिटी
उसके अलावा एक और भी क्वेश्चन था. There was one question that which among the following provisions of the constitution use protection right against exploitation? Am I right? All of you remember?
Yes,
Right against exploitation से related क्वेश्चन दिया गया था. उसमें आर्टिकल लाइक ये भी दिया गया था, राइट? अनटचेबिलिटी भी दिया था, राइट अगेंस्ट अनटचेबिलिटी ऑप्शन दिया गया था. राइट अगेंस्ट अनटचेबिलिटी, इज इट राइट प्रोटेक्टेड अंडर exploitation, right against exploitation, or it is against the right of equality. तो सिमिलर ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन उस समय में पूछा गया था कि राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन नीचे में से कौन से प्रोविजन है. सो राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन इज फॉर वुमेन, दैट इज आर्टिकल 23 एंड आर्टिकल 24. तो सिमिलर क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन 2020 आल्सो, कि उस समय में जब आपने ये देखा था कि कौन से प्रोटेक्शन कौन से चीजों के लिए है, तो ये अगर आपने देखा होता तो ये आंसर बहुत आसान था. So, which among the following categories of fundamental rights incorporates protection against untouchability as a form of discrimination? Discrimination, right? So, right against exploitation नहीं आएगा, right to freedom में भी नहीं है, right to constitutional remedies भी नहीं है, right to equality है. It was very easy question, right? Any doubts about this question? This you can solve. This question you can solve by simply reading 11th standard NCERT, that is Indian Constitution Act 1. Fine. Anyone got it wrong? And anyone got it wrong? Khushi, can you see the screen now? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Khushi, I'm asking because she has messaged me. She can't see the screen now. Is it visible to you now, Khushi?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So, anyone who has got wrong in this question, or ऐसा कोई है कि जिसने अटेम्प्ट किया है और गलत हुआ या किसी ने किया ही नहीं है? I don't think कि इस तरीके के क्वेश्चन को छोड़ना चाहिए because it was a very easy question. Then going to the next question. In India, separation of judiciary from the executive is enjoined by. Question number 35. In India, separation of judiciary from the executive is enjoined by the preamble of the Constitution, the directive principle of state policy, then a 7th schedule and conventional practice. Okay. ये क्वेश्चन मैं हमेशा पूछता रहता हूँ कि इंडिया के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कौन से आर्टिकल में जुडिशियल और एग्जीक्यूटिव को सेपरेशन करने की बात कही गई है. आई ऑलवेज आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन टू माय कैंडिडेट्स or my students. Yes, Sonali, anyone remember which article number talks about separation of judiciary from executive?
Article 50, sir.
Very good. So obviously the separation of judiciary from executive is mentioned in DPSP, not in 7th schedule, not in it is not a conventional practice. It is not what you can say, also it is not in the preamble. तो जिसने प्रियम्बल को अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ा है, जिसने डीपीएसपी को अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ा है और 7th शेड्यूल क्या है अगर किसी को पता है, we can easily find out the answer. तो ये पॉलिटी के जो क्वेश्चंस थे, there were few questions of polity which were very easy, which you cannot what you can say you cannot. This year I felt कि compared to previous year, इस साल के जो पॉलिटी के जो क्वेश्चन थे बहुत आसान थे. Previous year the questions were more difficult. अगर इस साल कट ऑफ अगर हाई जाएगा तो this could be one reason that easy question of polity could be the one of the reason for having high cutoff this year. Otherwise, other subjects के जो questions हैं, especially about environment and science and tech and what you can say economics, they were more conceptual, more basic. वहां पर अगर ज्यादा गलतियां होगी तो यहाँ पर ये जो polity के जो questions हैं यहाँ पर compensate हो जाएगा. So cutoff will be around same as per the previous year, or in fact it will be around 90. So my prediction about the cutoff for this year is that whoever is getting more than 90 marks, they should go for what you can say the mains exam preparation. And again, if you are belongs to SC category or OBC category, and if you are getting more than 80 marks, you should start your preparation. If you are from OBC category, अगर आपको 90 and above marks हैं, and if you are from open category, if you are from 95 and above, you should start your mains preparation. Going to question number 36. Along with budget, finance minister also places documents before the parliament which includes the macroeconomic framework statement. The aforesaid document is presented because it is mandated by. ये तो बहुत आसान क्वेश्चन था, मैंने ये एग्जाम से पहले भी बताया था कि आपको FRBM से रिलेटेड जो प्रोविजंस है वो जाकर चेक करना है. तो द मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक फ्रेमवर्क स्टेटमेंट नीचे में से कौन से प्रोविजन के हिसाब से दिया जाता है? दैट क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड. लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग पार्लियामेंट्री कन्वेंशन या आर्टिकल 112, आर्टिकल 113 और प्रोविजंस ऑफ द फिस्कल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी बजट मैनेजमेंट एक्ट. Okay, so did anybody check it out? Is it FRBM Act? Because I think this provision is there in FRBM Act. Hello, what is the answers of
Yes.
the various institutes? It is FRBM, right?
Yes, sir.
But
It is FRBM, sir.
It is very easy, and I can see. I told you last year also that every year FRBM से related question पूछा जा रहा है. अगर मैं ऑप्शन में FRBM देखूंगा तब मैं उसको मार्क करके ही आऊंगा, because questions are being asked about FRBM in last 2 years. जिसको ट्रेंड पता है वो आंख बंद करके FRBM को मार्क करके आएगा. Even if you don't know whether this macroeconomic framework statement is given in FRBM or not, but अगर आपको ये ट्रेंड पता है कि हर साल FRBM से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं तो आप FRBM को मार्क कर सकते हो. ठीक है, going to question number 37. A constitutional government by definition is government by legislature, government by popular mandate, or multi-party government, or limited government. Okay, this is a very abstract question. पिछले 2-3 साल से इस तरीके के क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं. लास्ट ईयर भी क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था, डिफरेंस बिटवीन इक्वालिटी एंड लिबर्टी, सॉरी फ्रीडम एंड रिस्ट्रिक्शंस वगैरह कुछ रूल पूछे गए थे. ये उस तरीके का एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्वेश्चन था. तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल गवर्नमेंट किसको कहा जाता है? लिमिटेड गवर्नमेंट, मल्टी पार्टी गवर्नमेंट, और पॉपुलर गवर्नमेंट, और गवर्नमेंट बाय लेजिस्लेचर. व्हाट डिड यू मार्क? It was very tricky question, although it was a very straightforward question, but this was not an easy question to answer. So can anybody tell me what should be the right answer of this question?
Sir, limited government.
Okay, why limited government? So what do you understand by the term limited government?
Because a government has certain limitations on its power, which are exercised by the legislature and by the judiciary to a certain to a large extent. So limited government, sir.
सर आप ऑडिबल नहीं है.
Hello? Hello?
Yes sir.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry. Yes. Someone is saying that limited government should be the answer of this question. Only 1 minute is left, so please try to finish it within 1 minute. Yes. Why limited government should be the constitutional? See, what do you mean by constitutional government? A government formed by the constitutional provision, right? So, what is the meaning of limited government? Yes.
So the government has certain limitations on its power, especially the executive. Like the legislature has certain control over the executive. It is accountable to the legislature, as well as the judiciary also has certain limitations. Whenever the government oversteps its lines, the judiciary puts it in place. So that is why it should be limited government.
Okay. So why not government by legislature? So what do we understand by the term government by legislature? Government by legislature means government formed by the member of parliament. Legislature का मतलब होता है people elect member of parliament, and then member of parliament creates what you can say the government. They decides about the government. Multi-party government तो नहीं हो सकता. Popular government भी नहीं होगा. Answer should be either government by legislature or limited government. आप यहाँ पर आप जो बता रहे हो, whatever your interpretation by the term limited government, तो यहाँ पे दो चीजें हो सकती है. Limited government मतलब government by very few people, ये भी हो सकता है. Limited government, like for example, I can give an example of